work. Like when I heard Brandy Full Moon. And for me, that's the R&B Bible. Any artist I work with, especially in R&B, I ask them, like, have you heard that? Because it changed my life. It made me realize music that's where I needed to be. From writing to being an executive, everything, from every aspect of it. So, yeah, Brandy.
For me, it was Kanye, Good Morning. I don't know, I just really connected with that song. When I graduated high school, I listened to it when I woke up, like I listened to it every day. I don't know, I didn't really like going to school, I didn't go to college. So when I listened to the lyrics, I really just connected with it, like, good morning, look at the valedictorian, scared of the future while I hop in the DeLorean. I just felt like, I felt like I connected to it. So that song, many songs have changed my life, but that's one that just sticks out to me. So yeah.
Can I just say anything about Beyonce? Beyonce again. Outkast for me, Andre 3000, yeah. I'm from the South, so I think that album was just like, it just woke my mind up to the hip hop and how it could be so colorful and different, so I would say Outkast.
We're women in this industry, male-dominant industry, and do you feel like you can have it all? Like, can you have a career and children and a happy family?
Absolutely. You are with your mindset. Like, if your mindset is set on, I'm going to have it all, you're going to make a way to have it all.
Go, girl.
So, yes, I will.
That's right.
I think it's possible. I mean, I think there are female executives that already do that, so we look to them for inspiration and guidance. But absolutely, 100%, why shouldn't we be able to have it all?
That's right. I agree as well. It's being a woman is not a hindrance, you know what I'm saying? It feels hard, you know, because we're so committed, and when he's texting me and I'm like, I'm trying to write this song, I don't really have time to just send you a picture of me right now. I'm trying to...
I need that selfie.
He wants that selfie. So it's hard, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like if you're willing to put that sacrifice in, and it'll pay off, because you need both. You don't want to be the woman that's working so hard and then you go home and you're Olivia Pope, you know, you just kind of want to have it all, you know, so I'm working on that, honestly, Cristina.
I'm trying to like, what is the day in the life for Ericka, Ashley, and Kirby?
I had to realize really early on that, like, the whole thing of, like, the balance doesn't exist. You just have to be ready. When you get in this, you have to be ready for everything, no matter what it is. Like, you might have a deadline, it might not work out, but we still got to get it done. You know, an artist might not want to go into the studio. You might not feel inspired that day. You might not be feeling well, but, like, you have to get it done. So I just wake up knowing, look, guys, we're going to make it a great day. Whatever that thing is that comes, I'm going to know how to deal with it, and I'm going to keep it pushing.
One day at a time.
Yeah, everything.
I agree with Ericka.
Every day is different, like, you
There's
know.
no book for this.
Yeah, I can't quantify, like, a day. That's what it is.
Gotcha. Okay. What about you, Kirby? Because you're right. So
Yeah, and Domo knows. I mean, you can have one day you'll have, you know, a session. Next thing you know, the session is canceled. It's very up and down. Like, you really can't call it. You just have to be, like Ericka said, just mentally prepared for whatever the day comes. You get a random call to go work with Kanye. You just have to be prepared at all times.
Right. Okay. So what advice would you give women who are aspiring to be in the music industry as far as networking is concerned?
Sure. I mean, I say go for it. There are a lot of opportunities for you to go network. This is the part where it gets a little weird. But obviously just be careful of how you present yourself. You know, this is women behind the music, so we have to talk about these things that are a little uncomfortable. But you have to watch how you dress. Like, you know, I've seen people, interns, come dressed a certain way, and it turns people off or turns people on. It just gets weird. So obviously you have to just think about, like, I'm a professional. You know, I was always raised, like, with strict women in my family, like, dress for the profession that you want to have. So I always had that. But I don't know, it's shitty that we have to have that mentality, right? Like, we shouldn't have to feel like we have to dress a certain way to do a certain thing, but at the end of the day, you do, to be respected. Like, this is a male-dominated industry, whether be like that or not.
Always club.
So you have to present yourself in a way where, you know, you earn your respect. And it's not about what you look like, it's about what's inside, you know? So yeah, I don't know, like go network, but just be mindful of all those things. And again, it's shitty that we even have to talk about that. I don't think that it's right that we even have to bring that shit up, but that's reality, unfortunately. And hopefully one day it changes, and hopefully one day women are running the different labels, and women are chairmen, you know, more women. And we don't have to really have these conversations, but at the end of the day, we do. And, you know, just be mindful of how you present yourself, go network, do your research ahead of time, know who you're gonna go talk to, and just be smart about it. Like, you know, I think we all probably did that coming up, and yeah, go for it.
It's always gonna feel like, oh, it shouldn't be this, it shouldn't be that. But I mean, this is my story. I'm sorry. Yeah, like, you know, you have to go into this with knowing what your goal is. Like that vision board that people tell you to make, that's real. Make that vision board.
Yes.
Look at it every day and know exactly what you're going for, and know that your story is your story, and that's all you can focus on.
Yeah, I think you can't be deterred by that. Like, I got my first A&R job when I was 20, so obviously people have felt a certain way since then, and even now, and you just can't let that deter you. Like, everyone has, I tell this to my writers all the time, because obviously looking at a roster of writers, everyone progresses at their own points, right? So it's like, a writer will say to me, well, what about this person who has this, this, and this? It's like, well, everyone has their own journey. Like, you know, you have to have faith and just keep your head down and keep working, and your path, like, is a different path than this person. And you have to have your blinders on, as Jimmy Iovine says, and, you know, stop looking at everyone else, just think about yourself. So I honestly feel bad for the people that say shit about people that, oh, they're too young, they're too old, they're too this, they're too that, because they don't have that. Like, you almost have to have sympathy for those people. Like, they're too concerned about everyone else, they're never gonna get it right. Even if you feel like they're gonna get it right, they're never gonna get to where you're getting. So for me, honestly, like, I'm spiritual, I pray for those people, but you've gotta just stay on your own path. Like, don't let that deter you. People try to say, oh, this person said this about you, like, cool, thank you for telling me, I don't really need to hear that. You know what I mean? I'm focused. And like Ericka says perfectly, it comes with the territory. That's gonna happen regardless what your age, race, gender, sexual orientation. Like, people just love to talk in this business, and you just can't focus on that. Like, just focus on yourself, because people will try to deter you in any way that they can, and it's not worth it.
I was 21 for about 3 years, you know. I wasn't ready. You know, girl, hey, yeah, clearly. So, I mean, to be honest, you really do feel the pressure to have it all by a certain age, especially as a songwriter, and they get younger by the day as an artist. You feel as a woman, you know, you want to have it younger, but you kind of have to, like you said, Ashley, not compare yourself and be okay with it, but it's easier said than done, because in LA, youth is everything. You know, the younger you get the hit, the more gifted, the more of a prodigy that you look like. So you just have to be okay. I look at women like Sia, and when you see someone who's seasoned and still at the top of the charts, you know that it's possible. So it's a mindset. But when I tell you, you know, it took a while for me to be okay to say, you know, I was over 25. You know, recently I was claiming 21, because you want to be, you know, look young and full of opportunity, you know, but it's a process.
Your executive career versus your songwriting career. Do you ever feel that you have to choose one over the other?
Yeah, I had to. We're all great at a lot of different things, and have many talents, but you want to be great at one of them. And then the others those are your passion projects. Those are what you do when you have the time to do them. So I had to really have that top of myself, like, I'm going to be an executive. I'm going to help artists, I'm going to give people opportunities, I'm going to inspire people, I'm going to have a legacy. So, yeah, that's how I balanced it out. I had to make that decision with myself.
Do you still write?
When I have time, yeah.
The next one is for Ashley. When did you realize that publishing was your niche in the industry?
So I mentioned I don't like school, but when I moved to LA, I had to go to school. So I chose like the shortest program I could find, which was a 9-month audio engineering program. And in that program, we had a music business program, which I was really into at LA Recording School. And I remember our professor saying, if there's one thing, because the school is a lot of like people that want to be producers and writers, not necessarily people that work in the business. He was like, if you want to understand one thing, you should understand publishing. I'm not going to be able to teach it in this class, but like really make sure you understand it because that's where you're going to earn the bulk of your money. So I just always kept that in the back of my head and went on and managed some kids and worked at a record label. And while I was at said label and managing said kids, I got a phone call from one of my mentors, Zach Katz, and he was like, hey, I have a perfect opportunity for you. You can be an A&R on the publishing side. And then just light bulb went off, and I was like, yes, 100%. Like, I'll fly back for the interview, and then it went from there. So it really started from at the school I went to, and the professor telling me that, and went from there.
Kirby, when in your life did you decide that you wanted to be a songwriter?
Wow. I went through an interesting time. I dropped out of college as well. And I thought, the journey was going to be a lot easier, Cristina. I thought after you drop out, if you want to be famous, you just go move to Atlanta and it just works. And I was buzzing tables. Right, and I was working at Urban Outfitters, and I was like, this is not what I had in mind. But not to go too deep, I know we're on the couch, but I'm not going to try to go too deep. But the guy that I fell in love with in Berklee College of Music, he ended up being killed in a car accident. And I was really, I can talk about it now, but at the time it was just like a super, it threw me because I realized, okay, you can be young and not fulfill your destiny because he was super talented. And so when that happened to me, I was laying down in my bed. I remember at my parents' house because I had to move back home, still working at Urban Outfitters, and I really heard guys say, write a song a day. And that's really what got me into just songwriting and turning it into a muscle instead of something that I said that I like to do. I was doing it as an artist. I didn't even really think about, me doing it as a songwriter, but consequently, that's the muscle that I ended up building. So that's how the songwriting journey began.
Wow. Gotcha. And what is your creative process for everyone that hasn't seen your 200 and some videos on YouTube? What is that process?
It depends. If you go in a room with somebody like Brandon, she had a very clear mind as to what she wanted to talk about. She said, this is my story. I need you to put it to melody and put it over a beat. You go in with different people, it's different. It varies. But for me as a songwriter, I always try to have ideas in my phone. If I hear a melody, I'm always trying to, write it down in my voice memo or something like that. It's constantly trying to take ideas and keep them in my pocket because you never know what that artist is going to want.
Don't let the stereotypes deter you. Women are going to run the industry at some point. So go for it. Let's be the women that do that. And just chase your dreams. Do what you want to do. Don't take no for an answer. All of that type of stuff. And I support you. Woo! Women should stand with women, whether you are a fan of them or not. We need to support each other. We need to uplift each other. That's it. Let's support each other and do like the men do. Right.
The girls club.
Yes.
My thing is, I'm a firm believer in keeping God first. LA was an interesting experience. I'm gonna turn 2 claps. I'm gonna 2 claps. You kind of have to have something that keeps you grounded because as a songwriter, you might think that you have a placement on an album and the album comes out and you don't. It's just a whirlwind. And keeping your confidence up, like Ashley was saying, everyone's journey is different. A songwriter can go ahead of you. You might have been signed before them. You have to really keep the faith in LA. And everybody's working, and it's kind of hard. If everybody's on their grind, it's hard to find people that will pour into you and support you when things are not happening. So my thing is, keeping God first, keeping Christ first, and really just finding a circle that will believe in you when nothing is happening. When you're not on stage and when you're in your room, in your apartment, and you're writing and nobody's checking for you or liking your pictures, find those people that support you when you're at the bottom. So when you're at the top, you have a family and a circle around you that believes.
Don't take it personal. Personally, I'm surprised you call me after the things I said.